Well, a very good afternoon and welcome back to Almada in Portugal, just about an hour or so away from the capital city, Lisbon. We're about to get underway with all the medal matches on this, the first day of competition at this year's IBSA Judo Grand Prix. And we will have matches or contests on 2 mats. We know that you can choose whichever of the mats that you want to watch. All the finals, all the gold medal contests will be on mat 2. There'll be 2 bronze medal contests running consecutively, one on mat 2 and one on mat 3. Just click on whichever one you want. We're going to stay on mat 2. We're going to begin with the first of the bronze medal contests in the under 73 kilo category J1. Gocha Yavuz of Turkey goes up against Mehmet Ibrahim Suranov of Kyrgyzstan. Yavuz in the white judogi, Suranov in blue. The referee in the middle for this contest is Elizabeth Gonzalez of Mexico. J1, for those of you who are not absolutely certain, refers to the degree of sight that the athlete has. And J1 is for those who are almost totally or completely blind. That's J1. J2 is for those who are partially sighted. Almost identical rules for the IBSA competition as the usual IGF World Tour. Of course, for the athletes that need to be guided to the mat, then the referee does that. Brings them to the middle, makes sure that they are well placed, instructs them to bow and then to take a grip, and the grip is the standard lapel and sleeve, and then calls Hajime. And we're underway with the first of the bronze medal contest. Yavuz drops underneath Suranov with an attempted Kataguruma, but that doesn't come off. Tried the shock tactic, if you like. The referee decided nothing was happening on the ground, called mate, stood them back up, and then after having done that, brings them back to the middle, gets them to grip up again, make sure it's nice and even, then calls Hajime again. Suranov looked to get the arm around the back, and Ouchigari from Yavuz has Suranov turning away from his opponent and falling onto his front to defend against that attack. He loses contact with his opponent. The referee calls mate, brings them back to the middle. And they can grip up again and then get underway once the referee calls. Hajime just wants to make sure that they are lined up properly and no one has an advantage. Right-sided effort from Suranov. It's a little bit weak because he doesn't get his feet moving, and that gives Yavuz a chance to climb on his back and try and work something on the ground. But yeah, there was nothing coming from that one. Again, the referee calls mate. Stands them up. Both fighters now take their grips. Just wants to make sure that they're lined up properly, and as I say, there's no advantage one way or the other. Slightly bent over, both fighters, as they circle round, still with their grips. Tomoyonagi effort from Yavuz. He leaves his left arm out, and Suranov is onto it quickly, attempting the arm lock, and that is on. and he's had to tap out. Well, he left his arm out after the attack, did Yavuz. Angry with himself more than anything else that he ended up getting caught. Yavuz and Suranov bow. They have shake hands and a bit of a hug, and then the referee gets in the middle and escorts them off. Suranov, a little wave of the hand to the crowd, and both coaches join their respective players to escort them off the mat. Big hug for Suranov.
Now on the big screen you can see the highlights. This is the victor Mamad Ibrahim Suranov, Kyrgyzstan.
We've got the final of the under 73 kilo category. J1 coming up next. Hardiev Pereira of Brazil will go up against Lennart Sass of Germany. It'll be Pereira in the white judogi, Sass in blue. And as I said, the rules are virtually the same. Just the start to the contest is a little bit different, with the referee escorting the players to the middle of the mat and both athletes being asked to grip up before the hajime is called. Yeah, the referee in the middle for this one is Roberto Correa of Chile. And there are the two athletes on the left, Pereira, and on the right, Sass. The two coaches bring both the athletes to the middle, where they're taken by or escorted to the middle by the referee. Okay, here they come. Sass just half a head taller, I suppose, than Pereira. They step forward. Now take grips. Pereira grips up left-handed, and they slide their way towards us. They're over on the right side of the tatami. They both look as though they've stepped off the competition area, but we're a little bit more liberal with the competition area. 1 foot out and still active. There's no problem with that.
So once again, please be ready for the first awarding ceremonies. Categories
There was no
J1 men under
real
60
action
kilograms.
to speak of in that first exchange, and the referee called mate, brings them back to the middle, asks them to grip up again, which they do now. They both appear happy with that, and we're back underway. We've had half a minute. Little foot sweep from Pereira with his left foot to the right of Sass. And he thinks about the Yoko Sutemiwaza, but it doesn't come off. It's slightly untidy. There's a moment when Sass thought about the Ashigatami, but it wasn't there. Pereira just being guided to the middle, where they'll grip up again. They settle fairly quickly onto grips. The referee's okay with that. And we get back underway. Sass, the German, right-sided, just keeping the left side of the body away from Pereira. Likewise, Pereira keeping the right side of his body away from his opponent as they search for a good angle to attack. Sass with the right arm around the back, Sotemiwaza that didn't come off. It left Pereira between the legs of the German, and he was defending against the possible attempt at Osaiwaza, but nothing developed. The referee decided to call Mate, and he brought them back to the middle. That's where they are now. Pereira in the action had gone under the belt and grabbed the leg, for which he has picked up a Shido. So there's a Shido on the board, and we've got a little under 3 minutes still to go. 2:52 on the clock, in actual fact, as we get back underway. A couple of foot taps from both fighters before we get a big attack from one or other of them. They're over in the near side left corner with Sass. He's back towards the red mat. They've moved now back to the middle and over to the right side. A Makikomi effort from Pereira, left-sided, but nothing coming of it. Sass now able to attack as Pereira lies flat on his front, and Sass was on his back for a moment attempting the shimiwaza, but there wasn't anything developing from that. The referee calls Mate, guides Sass back to the start point, and then does the same with Pereira. Both fighters back in the middle now. 2:13 left on the clock. There's a single Shido on the board against Pereira, which they've decided to do away with. So that gets taken off. The board is now clean. The only thing left on there are the 2 zeros and the 2:13 left on the clock. So no penalties. Ojigari from Sass. Pereira stepped off that and then went low right-sided for a Marote Seanagi, but Sass was able to avoid going over. He's back up on his feet now and back to his start point, tidying up his gi as Pereira, alongside the referee, makes his way back to his start point with 2 minutes left on the clock. They both prepare to grip up again, with Sass taking hold of the right lapel and left sleeve. Not sure why there's a problem here. They both end up gripping. Left against right. Sass with an attempted Ashiwaza. He missed. And then a big Harigoshi effort, but he collapsed onto his right knee, and the technique didn't go any further. They went off the mat area, and the referee calls Mate, brings them back into the middle. It's Sass who manages to prepare himself and be ready first, and Pereira, just a little bit off the pace, picks up a penalty for passivity. They prepare to grip up again. Which they do now. We're ready to get back underway. The referee calls Hajime with 1:48 left on the clock. They wander over to the near right side corner and then back into the middle as they turn left and then right. A couple of foot sweeps from both the athletes, and Pereira attempted the Yoko Sotemiwaza, and it was a little bit loose. He's left himself with a bit of work to do, but Sass was untidy with the attempted shimiwaza. It went across the face of the Brazilian. The referee saw that and called Mate immediately. So the athletes are back in the middle now with 1:27 left on the clock. Pereira's decided to go for a more orthodox right-sided grip. So they're both gripping up right-sided now. It makes for a little bit easier on the eye, but not necessarily easier for Pereira if he's left-handed. They're in the near right side corner. And Sass with a higher grip on the collar of Pereira. Left hand on the right sleeve. Harai Goshi, we're really Ogoshi. Over the hip goes Pereira. And it's Lennart Sass of Germany who throws Pereira for Ippon. Haliev Pereira of Brazil going over. He'll have to settle for the silver medal. It was a good finish, good strong technique from the German Lennart Sass. No leg involved there. Sass bows deeply to both Pereira and then the referee, and then locates Pereira for a tap around the shoulder, a bit of a hug, and a small celebration. Punches the air in celebration as they leave the mat. Lennart Sass of Germany, the gold medal winner, and a hug for the coach.
Representing Brazil, Almada takes the silver medal. Now we can see the highlights.
There's a big screen down at the far end of the competition hall on which they show the highlights. The highlight of that was Sass throwing Pereira. Okay, we've had a look at that.
After the highlights, we will have the first awarding ceremony, category J1, men under 60 kilograms.
Right, so we are preparing for the first of the awarding ceremonies.
Men under 60 kilo.
And that's for the men in the under 60 kilo category, J1.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the medalists.
The 4 medalists have made their way to the podium and are about to be awarded with their medals. They're just taking their respective places. The press are in attendance down there. All the photographers ready to take their photos. The medals are being presented by the Education and Coaching Director of the International Judo Federation, Mr. Mohamed Marijo. Roberto Nunes de Pachal and Margos Denise Margot are the bronze medal winners. Margos Denise Blanco of Venezuela. Silver medal goes to Miguel Vieira of Portugal.
And gold medalist representing Brazil, Elielton de Oliveira.
Well, the gold medal goes to Elielton de Oliveira of Brazil.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Brazil.
And now the national anthem of Brazil. four athletes then all get to stand on the #1 spot and have a photograph taken together.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Judo Grand Prix Portugal medalists. Category J1, men under 60 kilo. Gold medalists in this category.
It's a nice time for the athletes who've won medals to stand on top of the podium, hold up the medal, show them to the press, and then they can have a moment in the spotlight before they are escorted off and back to the warm-up area. Right, well, all of that having taken place brings us neatly to the next weight category, and that is the J2 under 60 kilo category. And we're going to be seeing a bronze medal contest between Thiago da Silva of Brazil. He's going to be up against Luis Gavilan of Spain. It'll be da Silva in the white judogi, Gavilan in blue. Those of you who were watching earlier or with us earlier will know exactly what happened with this pair, but I'll just update you because it was Gavilan who had a bye in the first round, and he overcame the Canadian Justin Khan before losing to Sariev of Kazakhstan. Oh, sorry, there's another awarding ceremony. I beg your pardon, I was already introducing the next fight, but there is another awarding ceremony, and it's one of the weight categories that we saw earlier on, the J1 under 48 kilo category.
And the chairman of IBSA Judo, Mr.
Kardosh is presenting the medals. He's the chairman of the IBSA. The first of the bronze medals goes to Rosilede de Andrade of Brazil. Silver medal goes to Ecem Tasin Kavdar of Turkey. I was impressed with her spirit, really had plenty of energy. But the gold medal goes to Haytan Husankizi of Kyrgyzstan. It was a keenly contested weight category. Enjoyed watching that. Now the national anthem of Kyrgyzstan. Time, as I say, for the athletes to take to the podium. They all get to stand on the #1 spot.
Congratulations, IBSA Judo Grand Prix Portugal medalists. Category J1, women under 48
Right, coming up next, the under 60 kilo category, J2. First of the bronze medal contest, Thiago da Silva of Brazil goes up against Luis Gavilan of Spain. It'll be da Silva in the white judogi, Gavilan in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Friedrich Katalin of Hungary. There's another bronze medal contest taking place on mat number 3 for those of you who want to click on that one. Lee Min-jae of the Republic of Korea goes up against Ali Khan Shumagulov of Kyrgyzstan. We're watching the da Silva Gavilan contest.
And now please welcome the judoka, Tatami 3, category J2, men under 60 kilograms, the bronze medal contest.
These athletes are referred to as partially sighted, as opposed to the J1 category, where the athletes are almost or totally blind.
Representing Spain,
But I was impressed with da Silva earlier this morning. Looked as though he had a well-organized setup. Gavilan, possibly the underdog in this bronze medal contest. Anyway, they both came unstuck. Had one loss that put them into this position. They bow, they take a grip, repair, and they're ready to get underway. The referee calls a Jimmy, and off we go. Da Silva, for me, has probably got the better throwing skills. Tactically, Gavilan. And that was extremely quick. I wonder what happened to da Silva, because Gavilan was so quickly onto the arm. Gavilan showing some concern for da Silva. Not sure what it was that caused da Silva the problem, but even before the arm lock was put on, he was in trouble. Okay, may have come into the contest with an existing injury, but means that he finishes in 5th place. Gavilan it is who takes the first of the bronze medals. There's a second bronze medal contest taking place on the adjoining mat. That's mat 3. Lee Min-jae of the Republic of Korea up against Ali Khan Shumagulov of Kyrgyzstan. We join the contest with 3 minutes and 15 seconds left on the clock. Shumagulov already has Rosari on the board. It's Lee in the white judogi, Shumagulov in blue. Lee showed that Uchimata earlier on. Shumagulov had a nice Marote Seonagi left-sided, if I remember. He scored with that early on. I'm sure it was left-sided. Anyway, we'll see how he grips up. Yeah, and he does grip up right-sided, so almost coming around the back for the Tanio Toshi. So maybe it's a shock tactic that Shumagulov has. Or maybe he can grip right and throw left. There you go, he does go left-sided. Lee picks up a penalty for passivity as the referee has them prepare to take a grip. Lee's not entirely sure what it is that the referee is asking him to do, but it's just to tidy his gear, that's all. And he's done that now. She's seen something that she's not entirely pleased with. What is that then? It's a gripping infringement for Shumagulov. Picks up a penalty for gripping inside the sleeve. Uchimata, and he was in danger of going over on his own head there, but he may have ended up on his knees first. Shumagulov with a chance to climb on top here, not quite quick enough to take advantage of that. Good strong grip from Lee. A bit high up on the collar there, Lee. And he does come up with a score. Whether it's worth Ippon or not, it's a big... well, I'm okay with it because it's largely on the back. They've decided that it's only worth Rosari, but couldn't have been that far off. Good, strong effort from Lee Min-jae. Levels things up with half the contest still to come. Perfect symmetry on the board now. Penalty apiece, Rosari apiece. Shumagulov attacking low on the left side, but he's able to step over it and avoids getting caught up. Back in the middle, and grip up. And Lee straight in for the Uchimata. That was his go-to technique this morning. Uchimata again, and now the Ojigari switching it again, and he does go down on his side. Lee Min-jae comes up with a second score. Rosari Awazeti Ippon from that combination of Uchimata and then into the Ojigari, taking Shumagulov down onto his side heavily. The Kyrgyzman landed heavily on his side. And it's Lee Min-jae of the Republic of Korea who takes the second of the bronze medals.
The winner,
Caliban of Spain, having won the first.
in white judo representing Republic of Korea, Lee Min-jae. Congratulations, Republic of Korea, Lee Min-jae, the bronze medalist. Now the highlights of this contest on the big screen. The victory of Lee Min-jae, Republic of Korea. Budapest final, category J2, men under 60 kilo.
Zhumagulov was one of the stronger throwers, but he came up against Levin James a little bit stronger. Right, we come now to the final of the J2 under 60 kilo category. Prix Migrijanashvili of Georgia goes up against Nawar Sariev of Kazakhstan. It will be Migrijanashvili in the white judogi, Sariev in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Vitaly Sulima of Ukraine. We're underway. Sariev, I think, if truth be told, came from the tougher half of the draw. I'll say that, but there was, yeah, Lee, Sariev, who we're seeing here, Galivan. Khan wasn't that bad, was he? There was Ari on the board there for Migrijanashvili. He's had a hard day of it, the Kazakh, Sariev, battling to try and keep the leg trapped.
After this final, we'll have the awarding ceremonies. Please be prepared for the awarding ceremonies. Category J2, women under 48
Get taken
kilos,
back.
and
Yeah, there may even have been something in the leg on the way back from Migrijanashvili. Anyway, the Georgian leads by Wazari inside the first minute. A little stab with the left foot, Kojigari. Moving nicely, both of the fighters actually. Sariev not out of it yet, but he's a score down. He's getting pulled around a little bit by Migrijanashvili actually. Would really like to try and change the grip if he could, be a little bit more upright. It suits the Georgian where they are bent over in that position, and Sariev picks up a penalty for that overly defensive posture. He really wanted to be a little bit more upright, but I suppose that Migrijanashvili had a little bit to do with that. Strong. Uchimata left-sided, and that really is a good effort. Well, here's a chance now for the Yosei Komi. He hasn't got the hold on completely, and Migrijanashvili quickly out of it. Really good Uchimata and a heavy landing, all on the side, all down the left side. It's woken him up a little bit. And the scores are tied. Migrijanashvili attempting a little as she was immediately on the restart, soon as the referee called Hajime. Migrijanashvili using the left foot to attempt some Ashiwaza, and then Sariev coming back with Tomoenagi. Attempt right-sided Tomoenagi effort that failed. The referee called Mate. They are back in their start positions, and the referee calls Hajime. That really was a big Uchimata from Sariev. Again, as soon as the referee calls, Hajime Migrijanashvili attempts the Ashiwaza. At that point, I suppose he knows exactly where his opponent is. He missed with the Sariev missed with his attempt to try and engage Migrijanashvili in some newaza there. Just about to restart here, just making sure that the grips are properly set. And Ejimi has been called. Rosaria piece, minute 20 left to go. Sariev moves off to his right and takes Migrijanashvili with him. Again, still slightly bent over. Sariev looks so much better when he's that little bit more upright. Left-sided Ippon Seoinage effort from Sariev. It's low off to the left side, and he ends up on his knees trying to roll his opponent over his shoulder. That doesn't happen. We're inside the last minute. Mate was called. They're up on their feet. And with the back in the start position, Jimmy has been called. Yeah, lost contact with the hands. We're going to have to restart. So Temiwaza attempted by Sariev. He almost fell in to Osaikomi, but Migrijanashvili not able to take advantage of that slip. Fighters very tentative at the moment, not even a little Ashiwaza to try and set something up. Sariev really bent over here. He's got to be careful, as if he stays in that position for any longer, he'll pick up a penalty for being overly defensive, and he does. Should have seen that one coming. It's a second penalty as the referee instructed them to grip up. Last few seconds of regulation time. I wonder if Migrijanashvili will try his usual stunt, which is as soon as the Hajime is called, to attempt the Ashiwaza. No, he doesn't, not this time round. That time it was the Georgian Migrijanashvili who went into almost the jigotai position there. Maybe just deciding to see off the last 5 seconds of regulation time, knowing that extra time or golden score was coming, which is where we are now. We're in the golden score period. 2 penalties picked up by Sariev. It's Wazaria piece. And the golden score is underway. Again, both fighters are slightly bent over and defensive as Sariev attempts the Sumigaeshi. Migrijanashvili cartwheels out of it, but the referee had already called Mate. 2 fighters are back up on their feet and have made their way to the middle. They grip up again. Recalls Hajime. It's another Uchimata effort from Sariev, and it's a good effort. It's one that Migrijanashvili has to defend, but Sariev is falling away from his opponent and didn't really carry him with him in that attack. On their feet again, and Hajime gets them back underway. Georgian has a waft at the right leg of Sariev, but misses. And has another little push, perhaps at a Kojigari. Again, just flashes his left leg out there, but he's a little bit too far away to make any real contact. So there's no real threat as both fighters are bent over. And it's Sariev who's got to be careful here. The reason for that is he's picked up 2 penalties already. A third will gift the contest to Migrijanashvili, and he won't want that. So really, he's got to come up with the winning score here. Be a shame if this went away from him on penalties. Not no problem if Migrijanashvili comes up with a second score to win it. But for Sariev to lose it on a third penalty would be pretty poor. And he's really skating on thin ice here because he is overly defensive, as is Migrijanashvili. But Migrijanashvili can afford to be bent over and defensive. Sariev cannot. He's got to be upright and attacking. And he's got to keep up the rate of attacks, the number of penalties that he's capable of picking up. Well, there are a whole number of them. Gripping infringements, passivity, false attack, all sorts of things. It's better that he tries to come up with a winning score. Yeah, this non-combativity suits Migrijanashvili. He's just playing into the hands of the Georgian here. It's a better and stronger grip from Sariev now, putting some pressure on Migrijanashvili, who's wandered over to the left side of the mat area. And another good attack from Sariev. He turns in really strongly and threatens the Georgian, but he can't come up with the completion of what looked like Uchimata. Two minutes and, well, 2.5 minutes of golden score we've had so far. Here comes Sariev again. The tactic from Migrijanashvili is to just keep things quiet. Attempted shimiwaza. It's not going underneath, that's gone across the face. Well, I tell you what, that should get Migrijanashvili a little bit more active. You get roughed up like that. You come back and say, right, well, apologies from Sariev for having caught Migrijanashvili across the mouth. The Georgian picks up Shido for an overly defensive posture. They grip up again, and maybe now we'll see something from the Georgian, a little bit more attacking, because he's kind of gone into his shell in the last couple of minutes here. Yes, chance for the left outside. Uchimata again hops it through, but it's Migrijanashvili who manages to hop off it. And that was a good, strong attack. He really has been putting in the best of the attacks in the last 3 minutes, really, all throughout the golden score period. He's been the aggressor. Maybe the energy levels have been completely deleted, or depleted, if you like, from Migrijanashvili. Could be, after 3.5 minutes. Here he comes again. He come back to the middle. He looked to grip up. The Jimmy has been called. Here comes Sariev again. He really has been putting in so many attacks. And now Migrijanashvili picks up a second penalty. Grip up again. The referee calls Hajime, and it's up to the Georgian now to do something. He can't afford to carry out the same tactic when he had no Shidos on the board. He's got 2 here, and if he continues to drop the head and be defensive, that will be it. Tries to maneuver Sariev to the edge of the tatami. Seoinage, low right-sided Seoinage, was blocked by Migrijanashvili. They come back to the middle. They look to grip up. And the referee calls Hajime. It's been all Sariev for the last 4 minutes. And then all of a sudden, Migrijanashvili manages to pull out an attack on the left side. And he had to do something, as he was really fading fast. They stand back up in the middle, take a grip. And Hajime. Both have slaps at the feet there. Not quite enough to claim a score. Well, both of the coaches are signaling, asking for a replay. That's hilarious. Sariev, the more upright of the 2. He looks the stronger. It's Migrijanashvili who puts in just about something that could pass as an attack. He just threw the shoulders in there, looked to drag Sariev onto his back. Some kind of shoulder throw, but the feet were like lead. They hadn't moved. Continue again. Here comes Sariev again, chasing down Migrijanashvili. We've had nearly 5 minutes of golden score, and still Migrijanashvili looks overly patient, but he comes up with another attack on the left side. And they're not the strongest, but that's the second now in a row. So Sariev has got to be careful, because one more attack from the Georgian, and I think he may take this. Well, that's not strong enough. The Kazakh coach not happy. He thinks some of those are false attacks. Stepped off that little effort there by Sariev. Just stuck the left foot forward. Needs a big attack here. Well, there was 6 of one and half a dozen of another, as they say in English, but a 50-50. An attack from Migrijanashvili and then Sariev. Coming up with an attack. They grip up again as we pass. Well, we come up to 5.5 minutes of golden score. Left-sided effort. That was a good, strong left-sided Ippon Seoinage, Marote Seoinage then from Sariev. He really is putting together a good series. He's been on top here, really has. And if he can just get the timing right and take control, make sure that he attacks just before Migrijanashvili does, he's going to take the contest, rightly so. He's been by far the more attacking of the two. Nigujanashvili still in there. Oh, that was close. The Georgian managing to come up with an attack. This is a good battle. Just keeps going one way and then the other. I don't think there's anything that the referee can do about that. He had to tidy his gi up. Okay, was it possibly the Georgian who undid the gi? I hate if this is going to be the way that this will end. Be really unfortunate. I mean, it's a good battle between the pair of them. Of course, there are rules, but I mean, he gets up. Let's have a look. And he decided to do it himself. It really didn't need to be undone. That was a bit silly. Yeah. I wonder if Nigujanashvili actually knows why he was given Hansokamaki, but that, I mean, is really, you know, you're in a Grand Prix, you have to know what the rule is. There's no need for him to undo the belt. And he didn't look that tired, you know, to be really begging for a break or anything. He just undid the belt. Well, a gold medal to Anna Sariev of Kazakhstan. To be honest, I've been saying for quite a while that he was in control of the contest. Just being in control isn't enough. You want to see some kind of positive action. So, after that gold medal match, gold medal contest, we've got two medal ceremonies to bring you in the under 40. They're both in the J2 division, 48 and 57 kilos. We'll have those for you now.
Category J2, women under 48 kilos.
See if I can find those sheets somewhere. Yeah,
By the IBSA Judo Sport Director, Mrs. Sara Alvarez.
the medals are being presented by the IBSA Sport Director, Mrs. Sara Alvarez.
And gold medalist.
Silver medal goes to Yulia Ivanitska of Ukraine. Gold medal goes to Sandrine Martinet of France. Now the national anthem of France.
Thank you very much. Have a picture with the VIP and the
Time for the family picture.
J2, women under 48 kilos. Gold medalist representing France, Sandrine Martinet.
Right, we've got one more awarding ceremony. This is in the J2 under 57 kilo category. Philip just pointed that out to me as I was about to introduce the next contest. No, it wasn't. Right, the athletes receiving medals in the under 57 kilo category. Ready and waiting now.
Ladies and gentlemen, time for the next awarding ceremony. Category J2, women under 57 kilograms.
Here come the medalists.
The medals will be presented by the Almada City Councilor for Sports, Mr. Felipe Pacheco.
Mr. Felipe Pacheco is presenting the medals.
And representing Brazil, Luciana Ujo.
Yakimchuk of Ukraine received the first of the bronze medals. Lucia Araujo of Brazil takes the second bronze medal. Marta Ache of Spain is the silver medal winner. The gold medal goes to Ina Sich.
The national anthem of Ukraine.
Now, the national anthem of Ukraine.
Thank you very much. Family picture with the VIP and the Judo. Congratulations, IBSA Judo Grand Prix Portugal medalists, category J2, women under 57 kilos. Gold medalist in this category representing Ukraine, Ina Sich.
Coming up next, the bronze medal contests in the under 73 kilo category, J2. And the day with 9 judoka. The bronze medal contest that we are going to be watching between Makuki Shelia of Georgia. He's going up against Recep Çiftçi of Turkey. Let's see what Georgie makes of that one. Yes, the referee in the middle for this one here is Mariano dos Santos of Brazil.
And now, please welcome the Judo Cup. The Tatami 3, bronze medal contest, J2, men under 73 kilos. In blue, you'll be representing Lithuania, Osvaldas
Barekis of Lithuania is down on mat number 3. He's up against Kim Dong-hoon of the Republic of Korea. Makuki Shelia of Georgia goes up against Recep Çiftçi of Turkey. Shelia in the white judogi, Çiftçi in blue, and Mariano dos Santos accompanies the pair to the middle of the tatami. They bow. They take hold. And Hajime is called. We're underway. Yoko Sutemiwaza are attempted by Çiftçi. Shelia is not out of it yet. They back up. The referee calls mate. It was a strong effort from Çiftçi. They take hold again. Hajime. Left arm around the back from Shelia, but it's Çiftçi who attacks. Wazari scored. Right-sided Seotoshi from Çiftçi. Just about bringing the Georgian Shelia onto his side. So Çiftçi leads with 3:30, and it goes over again. That was a huge effort from Çiftçi to throw the Georgian. Beautifully done. Right, well, we'll name the technique. That was a little bit of a cross between, what was that? We're going to have to see it once more. It's a little bit of Uchimata in there. Yeah, it's Uchimata, really. He throws him oddly, in an odd way, but I'm going to go with Uchimata. Well, there's another bronze medal contest taking place down on mat number 3. Kim Dong-hoon of the Republic of Korea is up against Osvaldas Barekis of Lithuania. Kim in the white judogi, Barekis in blue. There's no score as yet. Kim has picked up the single judo, and we've got 3 minutes left on the clock. Left arm around the back from Barekis, just threatening Kim, but he falls onto his front. The referee calls mate, brings them back to the middle. It's Kim who picks up a second penalty, Barekis the first. Now it's Roland Poiga, the referee, who brings them together in the middle, and they get back underway after the call of Hajime. Again, the left arm around the back. It's a weak attack from Kim. as Barikes attempts to turn him over with the Yoko Satemi Waza, and he looks now to apply the Sangaku Gatami. Not quite there with the legs, and he has to change that, and then he decides to leave it all together. Okay. Right, Kim gets himself tidied up, steps back to the start position, the grip up. And Ajami is called. It's Kim who slightly untidily attacks on the right side. Again, the Yoko Satemi was from Barikes, but it's unsuccessful, and the referee calls mate. They're back in the middle, gripping up again. Ajami. 2 minutes, a little over 2 minutes left to go. Strong left-sided attack with Sonagi from Kim. But Barikes blocks that, and he's attempting another turnover here, not going anywhere. So mate is called again. He can still attack from here. He keeps going for this Yoko Satemi Waza, but I don't think he's got much chance of bringing it off. He hasn't looked close, and he's 3 or 4 times already. He just starts from the point where Kim is completely immobile. So he's got so much work. There's no kind of impetus. He wants to take him over on the left. And if he had some movement in that direction, I could understand why he was going to try and bring it off. But there is no movement at all. You have to start from an absolute 0 point. Well, that looked poor from Kim, I'm afraid. False attack. Yeah, it really was a poor effort, unfortunately, from Kim Dong-hoon. Not only, I mean, you had the bronze medal at stake, and he just drops to his knees here. Takes the hands off. Both hands go to the tatami. What were you thinking of? Poor fella. Okay. So.
Congratulations, bronze medal goes to Lithuania.
Osvaldas Barikes of Lithuania comes away with the bronze medal.
Highlights. This is Victoria of Turkey. You can see on the big screen.
Highlights from the previous bronze medal contest are just being shown before we get underway with the gold medal contest that features Nathan Petit of France. He goes up against Olsas Oriz Al-Yuli of Kazakhstan. Petit in the white judogi, Oriz Al-Yuli in blue. Referee in the middle for this one is Judita Pisarova of Slovakia. said Nathan, didn't I? But it's Nathan, to be honest. Right, the athletes take their place, all their places in the middle, and we're ready to get underway. Final of the J2 under 73 kilo category. Nice low right-sided effort from Oros Alyuli. Not quite have Petit landing on the scoring part of the body, so no score. Nice action, however. They grip up fairly quickly. We're underway again. Right-sided effort. Almost countered. Oros Alyuli not quite getting the kind of forward movement that would have Petit spending some time blocking. You see, he was almost into the counter. He really didn't have to block that at all. Oros Alyuli was slightly off balance, and that gave Petit the opportunity to attempt the counter immediately. Still couldn't bring it off. Thought about the little left-sided Ouchigari did Petit there, but it wasn't forthcoming. Ouchigari from Oros Alyuli. Petit steps off that. And Seotoshi left-sided from Petit, stretching out that long left leg. Oros Alyuli managing to block that. They're both bent over. And left against right. And Petit ends up on his back. Oh. So we'll look and see how that happened. That was quite sharp from Oros Alyuli. Back in the middle and back underway. And Uchimata in return, and Sukesh, I wonder. Well, you might get that for the landing. This is the first. No, that actually was the second. Yeah, why not? Just look at the landing. Yes. Yeah, enough control throughout the finish there. He really did hold on to him. Yeah. Yeah, it was soft at the end, but he never let go, and he never let go in directing him. This was the thing. There was the first bit, the second bit, the third. I mean, there were 3 parts to it, but none of them were separate. It was all one action to bring your opponent down with that Uchimata there, and he really did control him to the end. Can't really argue with that. Right, there's some highlights up on the big screen as well. Come now to the awarding ceremony for men, J1 in the under 73 kilo category. The medals are being presented by the head refereeing director of the International Judo Federation, Mr. Armen Bagdasarov.
Representing Italy, and representing Kyrgyzstan,
Right, the bronze medals go to Dong Kamani of Italy. And the writing on here is so small I can hardly see it. Muhammadin Suranov of Kyrgyzstan. And that was Hartley Pereira of Brazil receiving his silver medal. The gold medal goes to Lennart Sass of Germany. The national anthem of Germany.
Category men under 73 kilos. J1, gold medalist in this category representing Germany, Lennart Sass. Congratulations.
Happy days for the winning quartet. Smiles all round, and as I say, that was their moment in the spotlight. We've got two more awarding ceremonies to bring you. The athletes are lined up and ready for the next one. In fact, they've been around for a while. That's the J2 under 60 kilo category. Athletes will see them in a moment.
Now we are waiting for the next awarding ceremony, category J2, men under 60 kilos.
Right, we come now to the awarding ceremony for men in the under 60 kilo category. The medals are being presented by the treasurer of the Portuguese Judo Federation, Mr. Manuel Pinto. First of the bronze medals goes to Lee Min-jae of the Republic of Korea. There's a bronze medal also for Luis Gavilan of Spain. Silver medal goes to Nukri Migrijanashvili of Georgia. And the gold medal goes to Anwar Sariev of Kazakhstan.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Kazakhstan.
And now the national anthem of Kazakhstan.
Thank you very much. Have a picture with me and the judoka.
Agora a fotografia de família.
Congratulations, IBSA Judo Grand Prix Portugal medalists. Category J2 men under 60 kilos. Gold medalist in this category representing Kazakhstan, Anwar Sariev.
One more awarding ceremony to bring you, and then it'll be the close for the action. Well, we've had the action for the day, but the high point for the athletes will be their turn on the podium, in particular for the gold medal winner, who gets to stand on the top spot and hear his national anthem and see his flag raised. So
Now we are waiting for the last awarding ceremony today. We'll start shortly. This is category J2 men under 73 kilograms. Ladies and gentlemen, the last awarding ceremony today.
coming up now, the awarding ceremony for men in the under 73 kilo category, J2.
The medals will be presented by the Portuguese Judo Federation event director.
The medals are being presented by the Portuguese Judo Federation event director.
Bronze medalists are
Miss Catarina Rodriguez. The first of the bronze medals goes to Osvaldas Barekis of Lithuania. There's a bronze medal also for Recep Çifti of Turkey. Silver medal goes to Nathan Petit of France.
And gold medalist representing Kazakhstan,
But the gold medal goes to Ojas Oras Al-Yuli of Kazakhstan.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Kazakhstan.
And now the national anthem of Kazakhstan. Right, so one more family picture and then one with the winning quartet, and that will bring our day to a close. We began at 11 o'clock here this morning. I'm just going to check with my team and see which one of them knows what time we'll be kicking things off tomorrow. I can see a big blank being drawn across all their faces. All they know is that they're going to be here tomorrow, and we will be here with more action from day 2 of competition at the IBSA Grand Prix taking place here in Almada, Portugal, as I say, just about an hour or so away from Lisbon. We began at 11 o'clock today. Tomorrow, however, we'll be with you. Maybe Georgie will say it before we wrap up.
Medalists, all champions, and all participants.
We think it's 11 o'clock tomorrow. What, 3 o'clock? Come on, guys, let's do it. So 12. 12. Right, we look forward to your company at 12 o'clock tomorrow, but from all of us in the broadcast team here in Almada, it's bye-bye for now. Thank you very much.